Hello everyone and welcome to episode 35 of my Guild Wars 2 series. Today we're going to go ahead and dive back into the personal story where we will be doing chapter 2 of the Sylvari personal story, but at the very start of this episode I'm just going to do a little bit of road completion as we head to the northeasternmost corner of Caledon Forest and we explore the last haven up there. But as we run through this area, I want to remind us what our selection during our character creation process was, where for this story step, the important part of our character creation here is which of Ventari's teachings was most important to us, and we selected act with wisdom, but act. But here we are in Caledon Forest. We've just passed by a swamp on the west side there, and we're coming through the Lion Guard base camp here that I had talked about previously. It's actually a way station technically, and now we're going to go ahead and head over to the haven that we see on the shore of the Quetzal Bay right here. And this is, I believe it's called Cratebane Haven, and we are just going to grab the vista, do some of the tasks in this area, and then we will go ahead and return to the grove. I see a waypoint right here. Let's go ahead and grab this first. And when we are in the grove, we will go ahead and continue our story. But with the Sylvari village right there, we have this bridge across this little bit of a creek here to get to the Lion Guard Haven here. And we have a waypoint right here, which is the first thing I want to get. Cratebane Haven waypoint, I was correct, that is what this haven is called. But let's go ahead and explore this area here a little bit. First thing I want to point out is if we come all the way over here along this road and across this bridge, we can see the entrance to Keswick's Hills here from Caledon Forest, which we saw the other side of this, but here we have the entrance into it from this side. But I'm not going to go through that now. We can go ahead and come through here. We have a little bit of an unexplored area right here north of the Tree March Estuary, so we can go ahead and come through here. There's not too much stuff up here. There is a little bit of a garden of lettuce right here, and then there's some jungle raptors. It's called the Rowan Woods, and I don't think there's any map completion objectives right here, but it is some map art that we can uncover. But let's go ahead and come into the haven here, and we can go ahead and work our way up to the top of that tower there and get that vista. Inside the haven, we can see the Tengu wall all the way over here, but as we come all the way up here, we can go ahead and get this vista. I always talk about how much I love bridges in games, and that this haven has 2 bridges right next to it, so I definitely love this area. But let's go ahead and work our way back down, and then we have a hero challenge, a point of interest, and a task all right here in the bay. Coming into the water, let's go ahead and start killing some crate. We have this crate structure right here with a bunch of slaves on them, so we can go ahead and help them out. Let's go ahead and come back into the water, and then we can go ahead and swim down. I'm actually crippled right now, so it's really hard to do. But if we come all the way down here, we can see that this deeps goes down very far, very deep you could say, and we can come all the way down to get this hero challenge right here. We have tons of slave remains all around here, so the crate are definitely a little bit of a horrible race that kind of commit a lot of atrocities to the other people of Tyria. But with this hero challenge, let's go ahead and start swimming back up so we can fight more crate. But I want to come into my training panel really quickly because we have a new slot, and I guess I will go ahead and let's look at corruption. I'm just going to go ahead and train all these corruptions here except for the final one, and then we can come into here, and I'm just going to go ahead and pick, let's do Blood is Power, where bleed yourself to grant might to allies around you and bleed your target. So it's another one of those give and take necromancer abilities, and then when we are on the surface we can go ahead and look at another one of our corruption abilities. But here we can go ahead and, well, this crate's about to die, let's go ahead and come over to this one, and then we can use it and we can bleed them but also bleed us. But it would give might to ourselves, I believe. If you use it, we do get might, yes, and it would give might to our allies. This is actually one of the most important skills for necromancers when it comes to in-game, because it helps them stack up a little bit of might onto the party, which is important to have when you have a necromancer that has like an open slot in their build and you pair them with another like boon giving class that might not give 100% might uptime. You would then combine their partial might uptime with your partial might uptime, and together you would have 100% might uptime. This crate right here should be the last crate that we have to fight in order to complete this task, and I believe that I have gotten all of the map completion objectives in this area. All we have left is the northwestern corner here, so we will go ahead and do that another time, because after this crate dies that I accidentally attacked, I'm going to go ahead and head back to the grove, and then we can begin our personal story. Here we are in the grove. I'm going to go ahead and work my way downstairs. Actually, we could take the elevator right here, but I want to select a new skill. Let's go ahead and select Corrosive Poison Cloud. Weaken yourself and envelop the target area in a noxious cloud that blocks enemy missiles and poisons foes and leaves them weakened. This is another Necromancer skill that is super important in endgame combat, because it is a giant AoE field that will block missiles, which is very important in some fights, and it deals a little bit of nice damage as well.
At last you return from Ore, brother. What news? Greetings, Valiant. I want you to meet Trahearne, another of the Sylvari firstborn. Only a few of the firstborn have wild hunts. I am one. Trahearne is another. I believe he carries the heaviest burden of us all.
More difficult than fighting an elder dragon?
Our task is tangible, if dangerous, young Valiant. His is ephemeral. There may be no solution.
I'm glad to meet you, Valiant, but I'm afraid we have no time for proper welcomes. There is a more immediate matter at hand. Warden Tegwen patrols the beach at Anwin, destroying the Risen that wash in from Ore. We exchanged many letters on the subject. The last missive was written during a recent storm, and mentioned an Orian artifact she'd seen wash up on the beach. Tegwen said she intended to retrieve it, but since then I've heard nothing. I fear for her safety.
I'd be happy to go and look for her, Trahearne. If she's in trouble, I'll lend her a hand.
Good. It will be useful for you to see what we are fighting, Valiant. Ore is growing stronger day by day.
I'm ready to witness the dragon's corruption. I'm not afraid. As soon as I know more about what's happened to Tegwen, I'll contact you.
So here we have Trahearne, who is another one of the Sylvari Firstborn and is one of the most important characters in Guild Wars 2. And we have just met him here now with Keith, and we now have a mission to go meet with another Sylvari named Tegwen, who, similar to Trahearne, who studies Ore. Tegwen seems to be dealing a lot with like the Orian Risen that are washing up on the shores here of Caledon Forest. So let's go ahead and head towards where we need to go for this mission, which is right over here by Cratebane Haven, where we just were moments ago. So let's go ahead and come around here, and we can come onto the beach, and then we have our story mission marker right here that we can go ahead and enter. So let's go ahead and check out Tegwen here that we see some concept art of, and complete our mission of After the Storm. And we can come west here, and we see Carys right here.
One more seed plant. There we go. Perfect. Oh, you're not Tegwen? Thorns and brambles, where is she?
I'm looking for Tegwen too. A firstborn sent me to check on her. Who are you?
My name is Carys. Tegwen and I are both wardens here at Anwin. We're supposed to protect the beach, but I can't. Oh no! The Risen are coming! Please, stranger, help me keep those monsters off the beach. We'll talk after. Hold your ground. The undead are approaching.
So let's go ahead and defend Carys here as she builds up some fortifications and defenses for us, and we can go ahead and fight the Risen. We see that we have all these sea turrets here that are blasting away at the Risen. Let's go ahead and put down our Corrosive Poison Field, and we can go ahead and deal a ton of damage to all the Risen here. It looks like we couldn't do the Corrosive Poison Field like right on top of us. I'm not exactly sure what that marker was showing there, but once it recharges, I'll go ahead and mess around with that a little bit, and I should probably summon my minions here as well. So here's the Corrosive Poison Cloud, and it looks like it might have just been an OS issue on the beach here, but yes, we can use it right on top of ourselves. I don't play Necromancer that often, but I was pretty sure we could do that. But let's go ahead and put it far away here, and we can go ahead and attack all of these Risen here. This brute is coming in, but we can slow it down, and we can also apply a ton of conditions to it, so it will die before it even gets to us. And then we can deal with a Thrall that are much faster than the brutes that are right on top of us right here. And we can go ahead and continue defending Carys here. And we need to figure out where Tegwen is, because we came here to meet up with Tegwen, and then we met this Sylvari here, who is not Tegwen. We can set up more defenses right here, and we can go ahead and fight the Risen that are coming in over here as well. We have the Line Guard over there that aren't being too helpful for us, but we are powerful enough by ourselves and with our two minions, and with all the sea turrets that Carys is putting up right now. And we just leveled up to level 23, so we can go ahead and get our level up reward here of a brand new spear, and we have not explored a spear yet. We have only explored the trident, so let's go ahead and pick up this power and precision one, and then the next time that we are underwater we can go ahead and explore the spear. I'll go ahead and come into my equipment panel here. There's more risen coming, but let's go ahead and equip this real quick, and then let's deal with them. We have a veteran risen brood right here, which is very tanky, so let's go ahead and come into our shroud here, and we can go ahead and do a ton of damage to it. And he is kind of speeding up, so let's go ahead and use our fear ability here, and then we can just deal more and more and more damage. And we got knocked down there, and I came out of shroud because I instinctively pressed that because I thought it would like break my stun there, but it did not. But we can go ahead and stun the brood a little bit more here, and then we will have fully defeated him, and then I think we can chat with Carys.
Well, really dead this time.
Very well, Warden Carys. The beach is safe again. Now, what can you tell me about Tegwen?
She's my very good friend and my mentor. She was teaching me how to be a good warden, but now she's missing, and I'm all alone.
Calm down, young one. When did you last see her?
5 nights ago, when a storm hit the village. We were at the watch post. Tegwen spotted something flashing like bright starlight down on the beach. She went to investigate the next morning, as soon as the storm ended. Tegwen was gone before I woke up. She never returned. I searched and searched, but there was no sign of her. I know she's not dead. If she'd been killed, I would have found her remains.
That's true, she was attacked by undead. But what about Crate? They occasionally take captives. Are there any in this area?
Crate? Oh, pollen powder. I hadn't thought of that. I was concentrating on the Risen.
You're right. There are Crate to the south on Crate Ben Island. I bet those cold-hearted snakes kidnapped her. Leave behind a wall of seed plants to guard the village and meet me at Crate Ben Island. We'll find Tegwen.
So it's very funny that we, as our Sylvari character here, just called Carys here a young one because we are pretty young ourselves, but it seems like we are definitely older than Carys, who awakened much more recently than us. But let's go ahead and pick up another ring here that we can go ahead and equip as well. And then let's go ahead and head towards the crate area that we saw earlier in the episode, and we can go ahead and see if the crate took Tegwen. So we have Carys right here. Let's go ahead and come down here.
Stand and face me, you treacherous eels. Deliver Tegwen back to me safe and sound, or I will cut you into fishing bait. And hey, are you listening?
And I was about to say we can see Tegwen over there, so let's go ahead and fight the crate here, and then we can go ahead and work our way towards the crate deeps right there, and we can try to save her, but let's debrief first.
Slithery creatures, I'll chop you all into bait.
You were supposed to wait. Rushing off like that could have gotten you captured or killed. What were you thinking?
Thinking? I was thinking I should wait, but then I stopped thinking that because there were crate. Those eels will pay for harming Tegwen.
All right, loose cannon. I see some crate spires over there. If Tegwen's their captive, they'll be holding her in one of those. Come on, let's go get her back. Together.
So now let's go ahead and find the captives. We have a ton of crate on the structure here. So let's go ahead and make land right here, and then we can go ahead and work our way up towards the prison cages right there.
You will never get away.
Don't worry.
And we have some crate attacking us, but they are no issue for us. The two of us together are definitely very powerful in this situation, and these crate here are definitely a little bit on the weaker side of
Free me from
things.
this cage. Have mercy.
So it looks like they have taken Tegwen, who is a Sylvari, but they have also taken a Hylic, it looks like. And it looks like there was an Assure there as well, and actually went down here. So I was just talking about how we are definitely powerful and they're a little weak, but they are definitely hitting back at us. And I should probably summon my minions.
Free me. My massive intellect must be preserved.
So let's go ahead and wrap around here, and I don't think there's any more crate up here. And then we can go ahead and free these 3 people right here, including Tegwen.
Tegwen, are you all right? Thank the Mother Tree, I was so worried.
Is this the celery stalk you keep babbling about, Tegwen? Well, spank me and call me apprentice. Looks like your salad days aren't over after all.
Carys, what are you doing here? Why have you left your post? You have a duty to protect Anwen. One of us must be there.
By the alchemy, stop being a warden for 10 seconds and just thank him, you wilting shrub.
Please don't be mad. I had to find you. I had to. I just couldn't think of anything clever. Then the Valiant came and did amazing things, and here we are.
Oh, Carys, You may not be a genius, but you have such a good heart. Thank you for not giving up on me.
Some of us are still in cells here. It's been really great waiting to be a crate snack, but my toes are shriveling and I'd like to go home.
Of course. My regrettable Asura companion is correct. We must free all the prisoners, even the annoying ones. There's a crate jailer out there in the water. He'll have the keys to open these cages.
Don't worry, we'll find him. Everyone gets out of here alive. Well, everyone except the crate.
So let's go ahead and dive into the water and find the jailer, which we now have an opportunity to use our spear. So we just have a basic auto attack chain here, and then we have a spin ability here, which looks pretty fun. We can gain swiftness and summon a swarm of vampiric shrimp, which is very interesting. So it's kind of similar to our Warhorn 5, and here is our spin, which is definitely fun. Then we can whirl around throwing spears at cripple foes and pull them to you, so let's use that, and it definitely does pull that crate towards me, so that is a very nice kind of grouping ability. And then throw your spear and shadow step to the first target it hits, delivering a rending strike in the area around you. So we have this crate right here. Let's go ahead and shoot the spear, and then we dealt a lot of damage to it, and we also teleported to it. But that's enough fighting the random crate around here. Let's go ahead and find the jailer, which I think we need to come further down here because I see this green star marker right here. So let's come down here and find the crate keymaster.
Filth. I'll throw you in the cages with the others.
And then we can go ahead and defeat him. And we also have special underwater abilities in our shroud here that I haven't really explored yet. We just have a blind and poison with a cloud, and then we can terrify all of our foes. We can draw conditions from nearby allies to ourselves and inflict weakness on ourselves. And then we can begin binding nearby enemies with your life force, posting out conditions. They can break the binding if they get far enough away from you. Bound foes are immobilized in the binding flames. So some very interesting abilities here that are basically kind of like underwater versions of the normal abilities that we see in Shroud on the surface. But we defeated this crate here, so let's go ahead and get this master key, and then we can go ahead and free the 3 prisoners that are up on the surface here. Here we are. We can go ahead and free this Harlech here, free this Sylvari, our friend Tegwen, and
I hate
free
cages
the
almost
Ashura.
as much as I hate logic problems. Thanks.
So an Assuran that hates logic problems is very interesting, but let's go ahead and come back down here, and then we can swim across back towards the haven, and we can fight any of the crate that are in our way here, and then we can try to find safety in the haven. And then we also have the village right there, the village of Amwin, I believe it's called.
Escaping. Stop them! Cripple them if you need to!
So we might have to reinforce the village because we have the 2 wardens here of the village that have both left the village. One was captured and then one came to rescue them, and it looks like they're fighting crate on the water there, so we might have to go back down there. But let's go ahead and fight the crate that are attacking us up here first. Regrouping back on land here, we can come to the base of the bridge, but it looks like there are some crate coming in from the northeast. So let's go ahead and deal with them. Of course, we have Lion Guard right behind us, so we shouldn't have any crate coming from behind us. So we only have to worry about our front here. And those 2 crate are dealt with, and then we can go ahead and chat with our friends here.
I'm so glad you're safe, Tegwen. I was lost without you. I mean, I knew how to find north, but still lost.
I'm very proud of you. You kept the beach clear and you rescued me. Valiant, how did you happen to be in Anwin?
Trahearne sent me. He hadn't heard from you since the letter you wrote during the storm where you mentioned an Orient artifact.
My mentor. I'm fortunate he was able to send you. He's taught me so much about defeating the creatures of all. I wanted to get the artifact and send it to him for his research. It was a beautiful silver mirror, just radiant, covered in the designs of ancient ore. I saw it from my window during the storm, but the rains were too heavy to go out. When I went to search the beach the next morning, I was attacked by crate.
Hey, I was captured during that storm. I was checking the scrit traps near my lab. You know, I think I heard those rats chittering about a slab of hard water. Might be your mirror. I figure I owe you one for the rescue. Those scrit have a scratch near Zinder Slope. If you want, I'll show you where they live.
Oh, can we? I've never seen a Scrit house, and that way we could still get the mirror. Tegwen?
Well, Anwin's protected by the seed plants, and it is for a good cause. All right. Valiant, I'd like you with us. Shall we meet at Zinder Slope?
I'll see you there.
So we completed this story mission here, and we can get our reward, and then we can head out to our next story mission, and we have a brand new weapon skin that we can pick here of an Avenger's staff that is a verdant staff. That is what the skin is called. Let's go ahead and equip this, and we can see that this is a Sylvari staff here, which is very cool, very planty, and it looks like there isn't a scythe on the end of this staff skin here, which is kind of interesting. Maybe it's only, oh yeah, it's when we're in combat, I guess that is correct. But let's go ahead and get our level up reward here for level 24, where we can pick an amulet, equip that, and then let's head to Zender Slope. Zender Slope is located in the Brisbane Wildlands, so I just got this waypoint right here, but let's go ahead and talk to the scout to see what this area is, and then I'm going to go ahead and pass by it, and we will return later.
Witchmire Swamp has always been dangerous, but is even more so now. The Nightmare Court set up camp in the heart of the swamp, and unnatural creatures rise up around them. Also, jungle trolls up north threaten the only major route through the area. Tread carefully.
So let's go ahead and take this route up north that may be in danger from jungle trolls, but on our trusty raptor here, we can go ahead and just ride straight past them, or we could run past them if we didn't have our raptor, and then we can go ahead and just go straight towards Brisbane Wildlands. This is a very fun area. We see the road here is like very destroyed as it heads into Brisbane Wildlands. Fortunately, this isn't a main road that many people have to take in order to get to Lion's Arch, because they will want to go east through Cratebane Haven into Kessex Hills, but it is still important to have some roads and some infrastructure all over the world, which, as we know, in general is just an important thing to have. But we can go ahead and get this waypoint right here, and then we can go ahead and enter Brisbane Wildlands, and we will be entering it from the other side, where the last time we were here in Brisbane Wildlands, we were on our Ashura, and we were exploring basically like the western 2/3 of the map, and not like the very northern part, except for the northwest corner. But here we have our Sylvari camp, and we have this waypoint right here, and I'm not going to spend too much time exploring Brisbane Wildlands this episode. We will go ahead and do that next episode. So let's go ahead and just come into our story mission here, and we can begin exploring this area and meet the Skrit here, which we have some concept art of. At the start of our mission here, let's go ahead and summon our minions, and we can go ahead and meet up with our friends.
Running! Keep running!
Looks like there might be an issue with the Skrit here, because this Skrit seems to be concerned about something, so let's go ahead and meet with our friends.
Give us the mirror you picked up on the beach.
Mirror? Kispik doesn't know mirror. What is?
Big, rectangular, silver. You can see your reflection in it. Have you seen it?
Wait. Maybe? Yes! Follow!
So let's go ahead and follow Kispik through the scratch here. This is the giant Skrit camp, and we can see that, of course, the Skrit very much like to collect things, and they seem to have collected a mirror.
No, Kispik, that's a statue.
Probably stolen, too. It's not as if the Skrit are sculptors.
Not stole. Found. Follow me. Maybe mirror is over there.
So let's go ahead and continue following Kispik here. We have that statue there, which I was trying to figure out what that was a statue of. I feel like I know, but it is eluding me right now. But we can go ahead and explore more of the scratch.
From here too. Yes.
And you can see if you can find anything related to the mirror here. We have a bunch of golems that are destroyed on the ground.
Maybe?
Those were golems, you gibbering ball of fur. Now they're just junk.
No, Kispik, that's not the mirror either. It's silver and shiny.
Follow. We go deeper.
You, here, there, now we go.
It seems we've had some Skrit following us as well, as I picked up items, and we have a ton of insurance stuff in here.
Now I can remember. Here. This is the mirror you were looking for?
Yes, that's the mirror. Can we have it?
We can offer it in trade. If you fix these golems, the Skrit will give you the mirror. We want the golems to defend our home against the fire creatures. Is it a deal?
Strange. It sounded like Kispik suddenly became smarter. Is such a thing even possible?
More than possible. That's how Skrit operate. When they're alone, they're dumb as an electrocuted rock. Get a few together, and their intellect improves.
Oh, wow. I wish Sylvari got smarter like that.
Me too, Fluffwit. Especially right about now.
Are you sure you can repair those golems, Laura? They look like a total mess to me.
Of course I can. But listen, I don't see why I should waste my time to save a horde of shiftless scavengers. We're better off if the destroyers wipe out these thieving Skrit.
You're getting ahead of yourself. First, we see if we can even fix the golems, and then we figure out what to do with them.
Fine. Get out of my way, you soft-hearted artichoke. This'll be a snap. Search this squalid pit for the golem parts. Maybe I can make something out of them.
So let's go ahead and find a bunch of different parts for the golem, like this golem body here. And then we can go ahead and meet up with Laura over here. Looks like we have 3 different areas that we need to go to, and we also have a part carrying Skrid right there. So let's go ahead and chat with Laura and give her that. Let's go ahead and pick this up really quickly.
Reactor.
And then try to meet up with Laura again, and then run towards the Skrid, who looked like he was turning around there.
You smell. We'll be lucky if they don't tip over, explode, or tip over and explode.
And we can get this part. So then let's go ahead and
I
get
haven't
that.
seen
And then
a
there's
working
one more
Arco
part
magic
left.
you drive in years.
All the way up here, we can look for it, and there's a golem arm right here. So let's grab this, and this is the last part that we needed to give to Laura in order to have her reconstruct all of these golems here.
That's it! A crystal core. That's the last thing we needed. There we go. This golem's functional. Now then, shall I set its weapons for deep fat fry and point it at those annoying rats?
Lara, imagine you were back in the crate cage waiting to be eaten. It's the same here. We must protect the weak from the merciless.
So let's go ahead and activate and program the golems. So operational power levels on overload, please specify energy shot, might, protection, or fury. So should we go with one of these 3? I think let's go ahead and go with might. That seems like an overall good thing. And then it says command confirmed, shutting excess power to munitions overload. Okay, then now find and eliminate any destroyers in the area.
For destroyers.
So then we can go ahead and I think we can follow the golems here, and then we can eliminate any of the destroyers that we see a bunch of coming from the north here. There are a ton of crablings and crabs, so let's go ahead and fight all of them. The crablings are very easy to deal with. The crab a little bit tankier. It's kind of like the risen thrall and the risen brute, but they're all a little bit weaker than the risen counterpart there.
Defend yourselves!
So then let's go ahead and make our way up here. We have some destroyer trolls, and then we have some fissures here that we can go ahead and fight. 2 veteran destroyer trolls right here, so let's go ahead and deal some AoE damage to both of them. We can try to DPS them down a little bit here. This one is almost dead. We have the golems here helping us, as well as all our friends, and I think there was some Skrit here fighting earlier, but I think they're gone now. But the Skrit were never here, but nevertheless,
Nicely done.
But nevertheless, these destroyers are all dead now. So let's go ahead and help Tegwen examine the mirror all the way back south down here. I will go ahead and get out of Shroud so we can conserve our life force there. The mirror is right here, and we have Tegwen coming in to examine it.
It's magnificent. Look at the detailing on the silver frame. There's something moving inside the mirror. Behind the... I can't quite see. It looks like... Why, that landscape, it looks like ore.
So it looks like this mirror just opened some type of portal and it sent Tegwen straight through. Let's go ahead and chat with our friends.
What happened? Where did Tegwen go? Oh, brambles. Did the crate take her again? Valiant, help!
The crate are nowhere near us, you yammering salad. That mirror must be cursed. Tegwen looked into it and vanished.
That's definitely not good. Even if I knew how to undo a curse, this mirror's Orion. It's far more powerful than I can handle.
We have to take it to Trahearne. He's studied ore since the early days of the Sylvari. He'll know how to help Tegwen.
I was studying forced material transference long before that walking fern fell off the tree. Come to my lab instead. I'll locate your missing green bean and have her back here in no time.
You're very clever, Lara, but Trahearne's a firstborn. What do we do? Valiant, you decide.
So we have a decision we can make here, and this one is a really easy decision for me, and I think I'm going to go ahead and go with Trahearne here, and we can go ahead and seek him for help because I trust him, and Laura is kind of annoying, so let's go ahead and tell Carys that we think Trahearne can fix this, so let's go ahead and take this mirror to him. We can collect our reward and then head back to the grove. We have a vision of darkness here, this beautiful concept art as we load in to the Unfollows chamber where we can meet with Trahearne as well as the Pale Tree, and we have the mirror here with Keith and Carys as well.
Tegwen, I can see her in the mirror. Tegwen, can you hear me? Hold on.
Valiant, you're just in time. Carys told us what happened. I've been studying the mirror, but the magic is beyond me. If we are to rescue Tegwen, we will need the Pale Tree's help.
Please help me, Mother. Tegwen is my friend. I'm lost without her. She taught me how to be a warden. She taught me everything. I know that I'm not very smart, but she's always been good to me. I can't let her be trapped forever in such a horrible place. My best friend is in terrible danger. I wish she was back in the crate cage.
Have courage, my child. The mirror's magic is not unknown to me. Tegwen is still alive, though she is very far away.
Don't lose hope, Carys. Tegwen needs us to be brave.
Well said. Hope is more powerful than any weapon. It is a light in the darkness, a star to lead us home. To rescue her, you must step through the mirror into Or and find Tegwen there. Trahearne and I will keep the portal open so that you may return. Hurry, Valiant. If Zaitan's servants discover the portal, they could use it to enter the grove. I cannot allow that.
I understand, Mother. We will be swift.
So much darkness. So much evil. How long can Tyria survive with this blight upon her soul? The mirror's enchantment is powerful. Be brave, my children. I am with you.
Go. I'll stay and defend this side of the portal. Should any of the Risen try to enter the grove, they will meet my blades.
So let's go ahead and enter through the portal here, and we can travel to Or.
We've got to find Tegwen. Please, Pale Tree, let her be safe.
So here we are in Or, and this is definitely a very dark and twisted place, and is a little bit
this is Or? It's so dead. I've never seen anything so dead.
And it is a little bit of a hint to our future, because this is the
Is that
in-game
a
area.
giant sea urchin? A giant undead sea urchin? Is nothing sacred?
Because this is an in-game area for the original launch of Guild Wars 2. This is the only level 80 exclusive zone.
What are those things? This place is horrible.
That came out when the game originally released. But here we just have a level 20 story mission here, as we are here trying to find Tegwen. So let's go ahead and fight through all these dead hands here, and then we can go ahead and see if she is further down this passage here.
Look out!
We have some Risen Thralls and a Risen Pirate here, which is a new type of Risen that I don't believe we have fought yet. So let's go ahead and defeat them. And then it looks like Tegwen might be right over here through this clearing here with a ton of Risen over in this area. So let's go ahead and defeat these Risen, and then we can go ahead and see if we can find Tegwen. I see Tegwen all the way off there in the distance. So let's go ahead and work our way past the Risen and try to get to her so that we can rescue her. Having cleared past all the Risen, we see Tegwen right here. So let's go ahead and rescue her. Looks like she built up some defenses for herself in the shipwreck here.
Tegwen, I thought we'd never find you. I thought Zaitan was going to chew you up and eat you.
Carys, you came after me. Again. Did you touch the mirror too? What were you thinking? At least I knew you were safe in the Caledon forest. Now we're all trapped here.
We're not trapped. Trahearne and the Pale Tree are keeping the mirror's portal open, but there isn't much time. If we hurry, we can escape Or and arrive safely in the grove.
You're not kidding? We can go home. Thank the mother. Carys, you crazy brave girl, stay close to me. Or is not the kind of place that tolerates mistakes. Swiftly, Valiant, lead the way.
So let's go ahead and head back towards the portal, and I'm sure we're going to have to fight mini Risen on the way back there. We have Tegwen here alongside us, so let's go ahead and work together to fight through any of the
that's
Risen.
The valley where we started. The portal must be close.
We have some Risen spiders here, so let's go ahead and deal with them using all of our staff skills that I got shot towards Tegwen there. I think Tegwen pulled them in, but we just blew them up with all of our staff AoE abilities there. So let's go ahead and come around this curve and see if there are any new challenges here.
This place very well.
They did, Carys.
So for anyone who doesn't know, Ore was basically sunk into the ocean by
this place. I'll never forget how hollow it feels.
By a man named Vizier Kilbron, who basically did it to prevent the Char from taking over Ore. And of course that's a very kind of interesting method to annihilate all your people and destroy your kingdom in order to prevent it from falling into the Char's hands.
I saw eyes in the darkness. Great glowing eyes that cut into my soul.
But as Zaitan awoke, he rose Ore, which basically brought it up from the surface of the ocean where it was underneath the waters for around 200-ish years, and doing so, it caused a lot of devastation to the surrounding areas here in Teria, where great tsunamis came out all the way from it, heading south, heading north, heading west, and so forth, and it basically annihilated a ton of things. It destroyed Lion's Arch.
I hope we get there in time. I want to go home. It's been too long. I'm going in after them.
But look, it also arose from the depths.
There's a ripple. It might be them. Yes, there. I see the Valiant. I think I can make out Tegwen, and Carys too.
Have courage, my children. You are almost home.
And that is why it is so ocean-like, but it looks like we made it to the portal, so we can come back through here, and then we can re-enter the grove with Tegwen safe and sound.
Safely home. Now, Trahearne, close the portal and we shall all be safe once more.
Thank you, Mother. I speak for us all when I say we're glad to be home.
That place was foul, cold and hopeless, like a murdered soul. I can feel its chill in my spirit.
Be at peace, my daughter. You're safe now, and soon the warmth of the grove will cheer you.
Stay near the pale tree for a while, little sister. In time, your spirit will heal again. Trust me, I know this well.
The dragon's corruption is a blight that sickens the heart. If we do not stop Zaitan, the entire world will wither and die.
I understand what you mean now, Mother. We cannot allow the dragons to exist, even if it costs us our lives.
Valiant, I am proud of your courage and your conviction. Though you have seen horrors, you now understand our greatest weapon against them, hope.
Thank you, Mother Tree. I will think on this. When you need me again, I will be ready.
So we have completed this story mission here.
Let us return to Anwen.
I don't know if I can face the undead. My visit to Ore has shaken me.
Then I'll hold the beach while you find your footing.
And when did you become such a fierce warden?
You taught me well.
So let's go ahead and get our rewards here. We have a new Snapdragon coat, which is a very fun chest piece here that we can go ahead and equip. And it is a plant-like chest piece, which is a little not super protective for our Sylvari character here, but it is a little planty. But with having completed Chapter 2 of the Sylvari personal story, we can go ahead and head back out into the open world, but that is going to be something that we will do next episode, because as far as this episode goes, I'm going to go ahead and call it good here. I hope you all enjoyed watching this episode as much as I enjoyed playing through it, and I hope you all are taking good care of yourselves. Remember to drink some water, check your posture, and subscribe, and I will see you next time in the world of Teria. Goodbye.